Are you serious? Are you serious? Something biblical is going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. There's a lot taking place. Let me give you some breaking news. First of all, just came in. I want to thank, let me just give credit to this, Alexi, for getting this to me. But there's been mortar shells just landed in the University of Damascus. Damascus University has just been hit with a mortar shell, killing 12 students at Damascus University. So the war is spilling over, it's spilling into Iraq, spilling into Jordan, spilling into Israel, spilling into Lebanon, into Turkey, and now internally in the city of Damascus, it's no longer a city, it's becoming a ruinous heap as people are dying by the thousands there. Somewhere close to 90,000 people or more have died during this 2-year uprising to remove Assad from power. And a lot of factions are involved. Al-Qaeda is there. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard is there. The Libyan freedom fighters who helped overthrow Muammar Gaddafi and are being trained in Jordan by U.S. military personnel and funded by Saudi Arabians, are in Syria trying to help overthrow Assad. The Russians have been participating by giving arms and supplies and all types of stuff. Hezbollah has been involved, coming across from Lebanon, getting involved in helping with the chemical weaponry, everything. And then Assad has thrown everything at the people, including the kitchen sink, murdering, the mayhem. They've tried every ungodly, the butchering. It's going on everywhere. And Syria is a place now, it's the battleground of the end times that we're living in at this moment. And the Bible told us in Psalms 83 that Israel would be surrounded by all these nations would come against Israel. And certainly once Assad falls, the Muslim Brotherhood that will take over Syria. Now I was watching, will truly turn every nation. Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, Yemen, and Syria will all be surrounding Israel, and they will all be part of the Muslim Brotherhood movement to remove Israel from the earth if they could. They have a problem. They're running against God, and that will be an end to it. That's going on right now, though. As well as Mohammed Mursi was at the meetings there in Qatar. Egypt's Islamic president, Mohammed Mursi, warned that he will deal firmly and decisively with any foreign attempt to meddle in the affairs of his country, mired in turmoil for most of the 2 years after the fall of Hosni Mubarak. Mohammed Mursi says Egypt does not interfere in other countries' domestic affairs and expects to be treated similarly. He told an Arab League summit Tuesday in Qatar that, quote, "We don't accept anyone sticking his finger inside of Egypt." But he didn't elaborate. Now, Egypt is embroiled in this tug of war, pitting Mohammed Mursi and his Islamic allies against the mostly secular liberal opposition, and the crippling political impasses is compounded by the economic woes and tenuous security. So he says, quote, "We don't accept anyone sticking his finger inside Egypt." Well, let me do it. Let me just stick the finger, I'll do it this way, Mohammed Mursi. Let me point the finger at the fact that you, Mr. Mursi, have allowed Christians to be crucified. You're allowing Christians to be brutalized, Christian homes to be burnt, churches to be burnt. Christians, after Friday prayers, drug into your mosque in the streets of Cairo, tortured and beaten. They're being murdered there. It is an absolute ugly situation. Now, I know you don't want nobody to stick their finger in Egypt's matters, but I will from a spiritual standpoint and say to you, you are truly fulfilling biblical prophecy in Isaiah 19, 1 through 4, when the Bible says that there will be a fierce king, a cruel Lord. It's the burden of Egypt, and he will rule Egypt with a rod of iron. Well, obviously it's you. And it tells us that you'll be sort of like Pharaoh in a way. You must be the 12th Pharaoh of Egypt. Ramses has arrived as you're constantly criticizing and persecuting Christians and Jews. And you've declared a holy jihad on Jerusalem before you took office a little over 7-8 months ago. And now that the Muslim Brotherhood, you have the backing of the Obama administration, and since the Muslim Brotherhood is surrounding Israel, I'm believing that in the Matthew 24 and certainly Luke 21's prophecy tells us that we're living in the days of vengeance. And when you see these armies surround Jerusalem, matter of fact, let me read it. In Luke chapter 21, the Bible says Jesus was asked about the signs of the end of times. Now this is Luke 21. Jesus said, "Take heed that you be not deceived." Verse 8, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. But when you shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. And then said he unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in divers places, famines, pestilence, fearful sights, great signs shall there be from the heaven. But before all of these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you and deliver you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my sake." And you're doing that by allowing these people to be tortured in the mosque, to allow Christians to be drug into mosque. Those are your house of worships. You call them a mosque. Jesus' day, of course, the temple and the synagogues was where the Jewish people would gather to worship. You know, in today's days, we have synagogues, we have temples, we have cathedrals, we have churches, and of course the Muslims have mosques. So you're dragging these people into the synagogues or into your mosques, into your prisons, bringing them before you, and it shall turn to you for a testimony, it says. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what you shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but there shall not a hair of your head perish. In your patience possesses ye your souls, and when you shall see Jerusalem compassed about with armies, and that's what the Muslim Brotherhood is doing, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. So we're living in that day right now, the days of vengeance, and we're watching biblical prophecies being fulfilled. Behind me there, I'm preaching in New York City at the Harvest Army Church International last August 2012. What a powerful time we had there. The Spirit of God moved greatly, and thank God for Bishop Dr. Katie Collins. Now, next month, April 21st through the 23rd, I'll be preaching in Jamaica at the Miracle Cathedral there at St. Catherine's, Jamaica, the largest church in all of the Caribbean islands. Been invited to come by Bishop Dr. Delford Davis. It's a church that seats over 5,000 people. They're expecting to pack into the place with a powerful move of God. You'll be able to watch it live on our YouTube live streaming. It'll be broadcast live throughout all of Jamaica television. It's going to be a powerful time in the Lord. Would you pray for revival? We need a revival in these last days.